Hey there, MuggleCast listeners. I am back to inform you of some excellent news. GoDaddy.com is having better deals than ever. For only $3.59 a month for 12 months, you can get GoDaddy.com's economy package. With 250 gigs of bandwidth, 5 gigs of storage, and up to 500 email accounts, you can get your own website up and running with success. And as usual, enter code MUGGLE, that's MUGGLE, when you check out, and save an additional 10% on any order. Some restrictions apply. See site for details. Get your piece of the internet at GoDaddy.com.
Because we got some mini show, this is MuggleCast episode 93 for June 4th, 2007. Okay, well, last week we opened up the show by saying that we were having a rough week, and not to complain some more, but it's been another busy week in our lives.
I don't think...
So we're gonna...
Last week doesn't compare to this week, because I don't think this show wants to come out.
If you take last week, and how busy we were last week, multiply it by 1,000 times more busyness, raise that to the 50th power... Multiply that by infinity brought to the infinity, and that is 1/10 of how busy we've been.
Yeah, basically
this
it's
past
just
week.
been a lot of busy. It's been bad.
A whole lot of busy. But yeah, enough about us. So we're this week we're going to be doing a mini show because we're coming up a little short on the co-host bank here this week, and so it's the only 3 people that actually do stuff anymore for the show. So I mean, heck, we could still call it a full show, and that's just my opinion. I don't know how everyone else feels, but anyway, so we wanted to definitely do some sort of a show this week because we had some big news this week, right, guys?
That we did.
I think so.
Anyone care
I
to,
haven't really
care to
paid
say?
attention to the news. I've been so busy with school.
Well, I'll say what happened.
Okay.
You want me to? Because I was recording something called a Blickle on Wednesday night, and I get this IM, and I get another IM, another IM, and another IM saying, Micah, I need a thumbnail to use, a generic thumbnail to use for this post I need to make right now. Please, please, please get me a thumbnail. I need one now. And Andrew, what were you IMing me about?
Well, what happened was a few days prior to that, WB had emailed me and said, can you be on Tuesday? Are you going to be able to check your email Tuesday morning? I was like, yeah. And then she said, are you going to be available Wednesday at midnight your time? I was like, yeah, what is this about? So I thought it was something else for a bit. So I told all of you guys, I was like, I think it's going to be this. I don't want to say what I thought it was going to be because now I'm like, well, I'm an idiot. Yeah, so it wasn't that. So then we find out, I get this email saying, you are invited to this thing, and it had my name, and I was like, huh? And then they spelled my name wrong with 2 M's, but that's besides the point. So then we get onto this thing, and this website, this special website for this special announcement that we were all supposed to be taking a part of. By all, I mean me and then a few other fan sites. And I'm sitting there with Jenna from DanRadcliffe.com on Google Talk, and we're like, what the hell? What could this be? And God bless Jenna from DanRadcliffe.com. She looks at the copyright at the bottom of the page, and it says copyright 2007 Warner Brothers Pictures and Universal Studios. And we're like, oh my God, this must be about the theme park. Because why else would they be putting Universal in their copyright? And sure enough, they made the announcement live over the internet in a video web chat. A representative from the Universal Studios, and also Stuart Craig made the announcement with this guy from Universal Studios about the theme park. The rumors are actually true. Can you guys believe it?
I was a little shocked, to be honest. Like, it kind of caught me off guard, and I was sitting there actually working on schoolwork, and you IM'd me asking me to put the picture up in the gallery, and of course I put it up in the wrong gallery. So we spent
because
like 15 minutes.
Because those things are so easy to navigate through, by the way.
Thank
I meant
you,
to tell
Micah.
you guys.
Thank you.
I meant to tell you guys, you were a great help that night. Thanks a lot for all your help.
I didn't do
Micah
anything.
not responding to my IAMs and Laura putting the picture in the wrong spot. You guys were just spot on Wednesday night.
Find that thumbnail of the Islands of Adventure, but that proved to be worthless. So
yeah. But yeah, I mean, the rumors have been going on for so long that when you see the new one spark up, it's sort of just like, oh, whatever, we've heard this a million times, it's never going to happen. But then I don't want to say it's a dream come true, because it's really cool, but it was almost surreal, because it was like, oh my gosh, it's actually happening.
I really didn't expect it to happen. Like, I just didn't see it really going forward, or at least not so soon, I guess. I kind of figured if something like that was going to happen, it would be, at least after the movies were over, but...
Right, and you say that, but... it's actually been in development for a few years.
I know. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
No one ever said a word.
Which is why we probably had the rumors. People were sort of leaking it, but nobody would believe it.
There was no authoritative source saying, yes, this is actually in development behind the scenes right now. But it was interesting because I had seen on wizardnews.com a couple hours prior to the real announcement, they had an article up from the tabloid, and it actually had one piece of concept art. It was of Hogsmeade, and I saw it, but I thought it might have been just like a picture that they pulled off Google Images. Like, I couldn't understand where they actually got it from, and they even had that quote from Joe. So somehow they got the press release early, and they had it first. Credit to the Sun, but it's all very exciting. I thought we could discuss a few details. Laura, you're pretty close to Florida.
Yeah.
Will you be one of the first people in line?
I mean, I go to Universal Studios fairly regularly because I'm from Orlando.
Oh, good.
So I've got family down there.
One of the first things you said to me was that do they have room?
Yeah.
You were like, I don't know where they're going to put it.
Well, the thing is, I mean, when you look at the way the theme park is constructed right now, the Islands of Adventures is sort of set up in a circular type shape, like each little area leads into another. So I wasn't quite sure how they were going to set it up, but then I was reading that they're actually getting rid of half of one of the other ones and using that and some additional space to build the Harry Potter one, which is pretty cool because the one they're getting rid of sucked anyway.
Which is it? Do you know?
It's called the Lost Continent, I think. I think it's basically got a whole bunch of stuff about like Sinbad and Poseidon and all this other stupid stuff. All the stuff there is really stupid. So.
Okay, because one of the papers down in Orlando actually had a sketch of the park and where it's going to be placed. But then they said they're also going to be taking out a little part that's reserved for the staff right now. I think it was just like a little parking lot for them or whatever.
Oh, well, God. Harry Potter slashing staff benefits.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're going to build elsewhere for those guys. But, I mean, there was quite a few details announced in the little video that went on. They're going to be building Hogsmeade, Hogwarts Castle, and the Forbidden Forest. Those are 3 areas. That's good, I guess.
That was something that kind of floored me, because have you been there, or have you only been to Disney?
No, I've never. Micah, have you?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Because when you look at all these different areas, they're not very big. And whenever I think about them building Hogwarts, the Forbidden Forest, and Hogsmeade, those are 3 areas that in the books you imagine them as being huge. So you kind of wonder how much they're going to scale them down or how much they're going to leave out to kind of make it fit in with the rest of the park.
Yeah, I know.
Well, these drawings look absolutely massive to begin with. I mean, the amount of space they look like they're going to take up. And are you saying because Hogwarts has the grounds that exist, is that what you're saying, Laura? That you're
what I'm saying
afraid
is
they're going to leave stuff out? Or?
Well, no, I'm saying that I don't know. I'm just wondering how detailed it's going to be, because when I was there, I think I noticed that the one that was the biggest was the Jurassic Park area. And like what they had was they had the whole museum area that you could go in, and then, they had a food court, and then they had rides. And that was pretty much it. And that was the biggest one out of all the areas. And it had, I would say, the most detail from, the story that it comes from. So I'm just kind of wondering how they're going to fit all of this into this one area, since they're saying that it's going to be relatively the same size as all the others.
Right, yeah. Do you think Universal can pull this off, Laura? I mean, this is
I think they can, because, I mean, anybody who's been to Universal knows that they know how to do a setup. they're very, very good with it. I mean, even when you're in line on rides, it's not cheap. I mean, waiting in the line is half the fun there because they've got so much stuff up for you to look at and just so much cool stuff going on. So I think that they can definitely do it. It's just a matter of, if they actually do it right, which I hope they do.
Yeah. Now, they seem to be really dedicated to this, both Warner Brothers and Universal Studios. They have a good 20-30 people working on the project right now, and of course that's sure to expand once construction actually starts. But they seem to be really dedicated to this, especially Universal. They want to get this down to suit the Harry Potter fan, because I mean they're going to be under pressure. This is one park that fans, they have to appeal to the serious fans of the books.
Yeah. Well, it's also definitely gonna, I think, sell them more tickets. I mean, the first thing that I thought of was people are gonna buy tickets to go here just to go to the Harry Potter Island. I mean, that's gonna be a priority for so many people. I mean, and I can just think of people going there and spending their whole day there, not really caring about the rest of it.
Exactly. I mean, I don't even think they're trying to make it that big where you would have to spend a whole day there.
No, none of those areas are big enough to where you'd spend a whole day in them.
Right. Maybe a couple. I mean, waiting in line, of course. Yeah. That's always a factor. So, did you look at the concept art?
I did. Did you look?
They have the one shot of they call it the owl looking over Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Or looking over. Now, I think that's the entire park. Or the entire area.
The entire area, just with Hogwarts sort of in the middle. Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
Which is interesting. I think the biggest question right now, at least for me, is how big is Hogwarts actually going to be?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That was really what I was kind of concerned about. And how are they going to have everything set up in relation to one another? Are they going to have
like the castle?
Yeah, I mean, how is it going to be all set up? I mean, is it going to be like the books, or I don't know?
They have to have the Great Hall. I would think they would have like the Great Hall, the Gryffindor Common Room, Dumbledore's office.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like the main movie
Room
sets
of requirement
that they already have designed. Yeah. Well, do you think so? I think
it
would be kind of lame if they.
Laura.
He said only when we need to find it.
It was a dumb joke.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. But I mean, just looking at this concept art, it doesn't look like there are a ton of rides. I mean, I could pick out maybe 3 or 4 in this drawing.
That's how those areas are all set up, though. Each of those areas has maybe 5 rides maximum. Most of them are 3 or 4.
Well, do you guys think we'd have something in Hogwarts and then maybe something in the Forbidden Forest, or do you think the rides will be spread out sort of around that area?
Well, I would say at least one ride in each area.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
And then, I mean, Diagon Alley just has to be filled with, I would think that's just dedicated to the shops.
Yeah.
And eating areas. I mean, that's probably one of the things I'm looking forward to the most. Being able to eat in, like, say, the Leaky Cauldron.
I know. That's so exciting.
Or like butterbeer is like the first thing you would think of when they're trying to sell something at one of these places.
But then, I was thinking about some of the lame things that could go on with this. Like, I immediately had a visual of a guy running around in a Hagrid costume taking pictures of kids. And
it's funny because someone emailed in saying that same thing.
I mean, that was like one of the first.
Did you read that email?
No. I haven't read my email in like 3 days. But it was just one of the first thoughts that came to my mind. Like, are they going to have the characters running around, in costume and stuff? Because they do that with all the other places.
But they would have to look just like the movies characters, wouldn't they? Because otherwise you would be like, who's this? Because don't you think so?
It's not like a Disney place where you can actually have people in costume, I guess. Like, I agree with what Andrew's saying. It almost have to be a replicate of the actors in the films, because it's not in Looney Tunes you have, Bugs Bunny. There's no real cartoon. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, but they do have that at Universal Studios. They have people come out dressed up as random characters from movies and stuff. So
I do hear that the rumor is right now, not sure how true this is, but after Equus, Dan is looking for a new role. So he might be doing, might be walking around this theme park.
Wow, that's a step up.
Harry Potter, yeah.
Not to downgrade the job of any person who does that.
No. Let's see, what other details are there to talk about here? One thing I found interesting in the release was someone sent in the question, why in the United States? Why isn't the park in the United Kingdom since the books were written in the UK? And Stuart Craig actually said he thought that an American theme park could do it better. He thought the UK people wouldn't be able to pull it off. And I wasn't sure whether or not to put that in the news post because I didn't want to upset any of the people in the UK that read that.
You know what? I think he's right, though, because there's something very unique about American theme parks. I mean, there's really nothing quite like them. People travel from all over the world to go to Orlando. I mean, you meet people of all walks of life in these theme parks, and I think that it's a great central location to have it because, you've got the fact that those theme parks don't have to close at all, and if they do, it's not very long because it's always warm there. The weather's not great year-round in Britain, so you can't constantly have something like that open. It's got to be an attraction that's
actually very true.
Yeah, that's
able to be reached by a lot of people.
And I don't think Warner Brothers would open a strictly Harry Potter themed park in, say, London or some other area of England.
Because Warner Brothers is an American-based company. I mean, why would they want to do something like that?
Plus, there's more Harry Potter fans in the U.S., right?
I guess if you want to say that we have a bigger population, the chances are that we have more fans, but just be careful how you word that.
All right. So maybe that's not a proven point, but it's arguably there are more Harry Potter fans in the United States. So WB does seem to be very dedicated to this. J.K. Rowling has been reportedly involved since the very beginning of the project, and she's also supportive and encouraging. My question is, will she be going there privately? Because I don't think she's going to be wanting to wait in line with fans and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure for the opening they'll invite her and she'll probably go.
Gosh, that would be surreal. I would think.
Couldn't you see her getting her own private tour of it before it opened?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But can
with her kids.
Can you imagine? I mean, she's already seen her books made into movies, and can you imagine riding a roller coaster with Harry's face plastered to it or something? It's just so weird.
Yeah.
Or walking through Hogsmeade and Hogwarts and the way that they're going to construct it. She can actually sit right on that road there and pull up a desk and sign books the entire day as people walk by.
Yeah. That would be very cool. So so Joe has said she's incredibly excited, and I think there's nothing but good things to come out of this. Not till 2010 though. Little disappointing. Because I don't know, is it just me, or is the hype going to be over by 2010?
Yeah. Well, I mean, by 2010 we'll have the 6th movie, right?
We could have the 7th.
Really? I thought the 6th was coming out in 2009.
2008. November 2008. And I think in the press release, or in the announcement video, one of the guys said that it'll be right around the time when the 7th film comes out. So
that's crazy.
I guess there still will be movie hype.
So we guess we know where the premiere for the 7th movie is going to be.
Yeah, you know what? They could.
Oh my gosh, that's...
They could have some sort of press event there.
We should go. Yeah. We should go do a show there.
Yeah, that's what Micah said to me, I think. And then all the Orlando newspapers are getting all the juicy details since they're right next door to Universal. The project is going to be costing upwards of $265 million.
It's kind of cheap.
Oh, my God.
Is it?
It just sounds, I don't know, it doesn't sound like it's a lot.
I realize that's chump change compared to your salary that you get from MuggleCast, Micah.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to be that blunt about it.
Yeah, please. How much does it cost to build Hogwarts? That's what I want to know.
My point was, though, when you hear about stadiums being built and, around the country, you always hear, it costs X amount, and you're always like, why does a stadium cost that much? So I guess in comparison, it just doesn't seem like it's a whole lot of money.
So are you afraid?
Like
are you afraid that they're going to cheap out on it, or?
No, not at all. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like a whole lot.
Well, I mean, I guess once we see the final picture, we'll be able to be like, okay, does this look like $265 million spent? I mean, we don't claim to know how much building materials cost.
Well, you also have to consider
Hogwarts
that they are taking. They are using part of a pre-existing area of the park, and I'm sure that they're going to use some materials from that towards building it. One of the first things I thought of was in that area that they're talking about taking down, there's this one ride, and it's not really so much a ride as a big walkthrough tour type thing, but it's essentially a huge castle. Like, it's supposed to be like, I think Atlantis or something. And I mean, it's enormous. And I was kind of thinking that they might just remodel that to be Hogwarts, or at least add on to it, because, it's a pre-existing structure.
Right. Yeah. Well, good question. My question for you, Laura, is will you be able to provide us with some updates since you're nice and close next year?
Well, seeing as...
Head down there, take some pictures?
Yeah, seeing as next year I'm going to be in Maryland...
oh, shoot, that's right.
And seeing as I live 7 hours away in my current location, but...
What's your mom doing?
Sure.
Yeah, she has nothing better to do. I'll tell her, you have to go down to Orlando once a month, Mom.
I'm sure we will be able to get plenty of people taking pictures and sending them in. Because there's I've been on... After I went to Disney the first time, I became obsessed with how Disney's run and stuff, because that kind of fascinates me. So there's these websites where people will provide weekly reports on forums and take pictures and do a photo report of, okay, so this ride closed and this ride is getting renovations made, and it's so hardcore.
Have you ever seen
so I'm
these
hoping people do that with this.
Where, and this might have nothing to do with our show at all, but have you seen these sites where they have all the different injuries that have happened at these theme parks? All the people who've gotten hurt on the rides.
Why would you want to read that?
No, okay, I've got to tell you this. When we were at Universal, they had these plaques up on the rides that they hadn't had up before, in front of all the roller coasters and all the big rides and stuff, that said, "Please remove all prosthetic limbs before boarding the ride." And we were like,
oh my
what
God.
the heck is this? Why are they saying this? And so we get back to the hotel, and I'm just sort of, running around on Google, and I find this article from 2004 that this guy's prosthetic leg flew off on one of the roller coasters.
Oh my God.
It
Wow.
was so funny. It was so mean, though. Okay.
That guy is now listening. He's a MuggleCast listener now, so...
great.
Shout out to him. But, okay, so Warner Brothers is in a 10-year deal with Universal for this, so we're going to have it till at least 2020, which seems so far off. And then they have 2 optional 5-year extensions, so say by 2020 there's still interest in the Harry Potter theme park, they can go for another 5 years. And then after that, if they want 5 more, they can take it. And then after that, I guess they could extend it if they wanted to.
It just depends on how long people stay interested in it, I guess. And I think that 10 years is definitely doable. I think
definitely.
People will...
how long has Universal been open?
It opened when I was very, very little. And when it first opened, there wasn't much there. It's only, it hasn't been that long, but the Islands of Adventures area is fairly new. It's 6 or 7 years old.
Because Disney's been open for
a lot longer.
30, 40?
Yeah.
30 or 40? How can they... it makes me wonder what they think about when they're designing these parks and rides in terms of how long they'll last. Because, Disney, 50 years from now, what's Walt Disney World going to be like? Or 100 years from now?
Oh, well, they'll definitely have to keep updating it. There's no question about that. These theme parks are constantly having to update. When I was down there recently, they were getting rid of the Back to the Future ride because most people don't know what Back to the Future is anymore.
Right.
No, a lot of kids don't.
In Florida opened in 1990.
1990. So 17 years are coming on, and already they're willing to go 20 years with Harry Potter. So It's interesting.
By then they'll be redoing the movies over, so they'll have more reason to keep it.
Right. In 50 years, I could really see that happening.
Me too. I think so as well. That'd be weird.
And Disney World opened in 1971.
Can we enter into an agreement right now that if they decide to remake the Harry Potter movies, we'll start up the podcast again?
When we're all like...
And if they accept Americans to play roles that we're going to all try out.
No, we should all try out for lead roles when we're like 50.
And what's your claim to fame, sir? What credentials do you have? Well, I used to host a podcast back in the early 2005, 2006. Oh, good, you're in.
Can you see us like 50 and meeting up again for a movie release? That'd be
not.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do a good old person's voice, but I can't anymore. Especially not at this late hour. So overall, I think we're all very excited for the theme park. Yes, we'll get everyone else's feedback next week if they decide to show up or not. Anything else to bring up about it?
Yeah, there is.
What?
What kind of rides are there going to be?
Oh, well, we sort of talked about it a little bit.
We didn't get specific though. Really?
No,
they have tons of. There's so many potential ideas. I mean, you have all the various magical creatures that Harry has flown on. I mean, you could have a Thestral ride. You could have a Hippogriff ride.
Quidditch.
Yeah.
Quidditch, definitely Quidditch. What else?
I was going to say, what about doing a ride that takes you through the tasks of the Triwizard Tournament?
That'd be cool.
I don't know. I see it as being a little bit too specific as something they might do, because just from writing some of the...
You think they're going to say basic?
I think they did say they want to capture it as a whole,
because
rather than a specific book.
When you look at some of the other rides they have in that park, it's all very generic ideas from the different, genres and stories and stuff. They didn't pick specific events; they just sort of threw stuff together. So,
are you guys big roller coaster fans?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
No.
I am a junkie.
No, Micah, neither am I. Really?
I am.
So I guess you're expecting at least one good
they better.
roller coaster ride.
They better. I'll be upset.
Yeah. I mean, I ride them, but not to the extent. Yeah, I'm probably not.
I ride them till I puke.
I don't know.
No joke.
I have a weak stomach. Oh, cool, I guess. I wouldn't mind a couple walkthrough rides or some simple sit and it takes you through a tour or something like that. Virtual reality is always cool.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have something to appeal to children, though. Something that's lame.
Well, isn't Islands of Adventure
lame?
Isn't it more of the adult side of the park, or am I wrong on that?
No, not. I would honestly say that the Universal side is more adult because there aren't as many rides, and the stuff is older. The stuff on Islands of Adventures, I mean, you've got Seuss Land, which is for all the little kids, and then you've got certain rides in areas that are like mini roller coasters and all that kind of thing for little kids. It's definitely varied, but I think that they would definitely have to have at least one ride geared towards the little kids in this area, just because, it's based on a children's book, and a lot of kids really like Harry Potter, so you can't have all scary rides,
Yeah.
So, I'm actually reading another article right now. It says the theme park's going to span 20 acres of the 85 in the Islands of Adventures.
Wow.
So
that's pretty good.
There you go. You have a little under a fourth there for Harry Potter.
When you say it like that, it sounds huge, but I don't know, I don't know, just comparing it to the sizes of some of the other ones, it doesn't seem that big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good news or bad news for Disney? I mean,
I honestly think Universal has been bad news for Disney since day one.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I used to live in Orlando, and everybody favors Universal Studios over Disney because Disney's problem. Yeah,
Disney's for tourists, isn't it?
It is. Disney, and no offense, Andrew, but everybody makes jokes about. No. Everybody makes jokes about Jersey people in Disney, like how all the Jersey people come down to go to Disney World.
It's true. I mean,
it is true.
But screw all of them. I really like Disney. I've never been to Universal.
Disney's kind of outdated. That's the problem with it.
I like the kiddish stuff. I like all of that. I like the trains. I like their transportation systems. I like their rides. I've only been there twice, but I do like all of this.
Please stand clear of the closing train doors. Sorry.
I don't think they say that, Micah.
On the monorail, they do.
You're wrong. Yeah, you're right. They do.
I mean, they say it in Spanish.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stuck in your head for the next 2 months.
Yeah. I'm just not into like the Spider-Man and the Superman rides. I'm
more into thrill rides and all that kind of stuff. So Disney just.
Do they still have King Kong?
No, they got rid of it. They replaced it with the Mummy.
You know, I'll tell you, I was very hesitant when I was in high school to go on all those rides, and then I got on one of them. I think it was Earthquake was the first one I went on, or something like that.
Yeah, that one's really lame.
They're all lame. King Kong is terrible. You see, like, him coming up to shake the car that you're in, and you're like, are you serious? This is the ride?
No, the one they replaced it with is pretty cool, though. Yeah.
Jaws.
Jaws is still there, and Jaws is still lame.
Back to the Future, awesome.
No, they got rid of it.
Really?
Yeah.
There's one with Warner Brothers characters in it. All the guys from Bugs Bunny and Daffy, or no, with all the Scooby-Doo characters. I forget what it's called.
Jeez, I don't remember that.
It was another virtual reality one.
On the other hand of all of this positive news about the theme park, a lot of people, not a lot, but some people have been criticizing the fact that the Harry Potter franchise is being spread out even further. Do you guys think the theme park is pushing it, or what?
I don't really have much feeling on that one way or the other. I think that something like this was eventually bound to happen, just because when you've got something this big, people are going to try to make as much money off of it as they can. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But as long as they do the books and the movies justice, I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah. Micah?
I agree with what Laura's saying. I think that for certain people who are involved in it, it's a revenue issue. And by building this, you're saying that they're spending, $265 million to make this. They will easily make that back without any trouble whatsoever. And I don't see a problem with them going ahead and building the park. I don't understand necessarily the issues that you're taking something that has been popular now for so long, and you're building on it, and you're allowing the fans to go out and experience something they otherwise wouldn't have if it wasn't built in the first place.
I agree. I just think that it may hurt a tad in 2010 when the books have been done for 3 years, and I don't know. It's just so hard to say. It's hard to predict where the fandom is going to be going after the book, especially with the online community.
I think for a lot of people, though, this brings, aside from the movies, this brings the whole series to life, where you can actually go and experience it for yourself.
It really does do that, yeah. And I just try to think how we're going to be feeling about Harry Potter in 3 years from now. Because 3 years from now, none of us, Laura, I don't think you were. 3 years ago, none of us were involved to the extent that we are now. And it's just like, 3 years from now, where are we going to be? With 3 years from now, this park should be open. They said late 2009, early 2010. So, I don't know. It's just...
Well, I mean... I know that I
still want to go, of course.
I mean, I always have been, and I always will be a fan. But this is definitely, this right now, what we're doing right now is definitely the height of my fan experience.
Absolutely.
Just because I've gotten so involved. And I mean, I'm not saying that I won't go to this theme park. I absolutely will.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not going to be there camping outside the night before it opens.
Well, you don't know that. I mean, come on.
You know some people will.
Absolutely. There's going to be a ton of hype when this park is open. Almost probably as much as the book release.
Yeah.
It's going to be a midnight park release.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that people might get more excited about this than the movies just because it does bring it to life.
Yeah.
You can actually walk the halls of Hogwarts.
That's crazy. True, actually. I mean, why do people like the movies so much? To see Harry Potter. Now you're going to be able to be in Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying?
So weird, yeah.
The rest of that park's going to be empty when it opens. Seriously.
We should get them to take an overhead shot of the day that opens that you can see the cluster of people.
You know, overhead shots are always so disappointing because it makes the park look so small and unexciting. Like, when I look at, like, Disney on, like, Google Maps and you see an above shot, you're like, that's it? Doesn't look that cool from high above.
It's because it's not.
I knew you were going to say that. So I think that's about it for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be plenty more to discuss over the coming 3 years as it's being developed. We need to hear more. We need to hear more about the rides because they got to have those down by now. If they're going to be starting construction next year.
Yeah, they've got to have some idea as to what they're doing.
Well, it might be not able to be mentioned depending on if it includes any elements of Book 7, so they may.
I don't think Joe would be. See, in the article it said in the press release they want to get the theme of books 1 through 7, not just one book. So I mean, when you are getting places like Hogwarts, Diagon Alley, Hogsmeade, those aren't book specific. They've been in every book, give or take. So
yeah.
So. You know, they probably will be general. I mean, think about rides in. I hate to go Disney again, but Disney, Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just a general theme. And what are some other rides that, you know, like the Superman roller coaster? Laura, is that like movie specific? There's been a few Supermans.
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't really get into specifics when they make these rides. They're just looking to make something entertaining and something that encompasses a general theme.
Yeah.
So I think talking about, you know, having a Quidditch ride, that is definitely a huge possibility just because everybody associates Quidditch with Harry Potter. So even if you don't read Harry Potter, you probably know what Quidditch is, or at least have some sort of idea.
Right. And people will still want to go into this park. I mean, I don't think the snow theme...
Except Laura Mallory.
Yeah.
Speaking of her...
Someone's got to pay her to get in. What?
She lost again.
She did lose again. Let's not talk about that right now, though. Who cares about her anymore?
Yeah.
She thinks she's going to have to start over, according to reports.
Yeah, but again, who cares about her anymore? Hogsmeade, I don't think the snow theme is very good for a park down in Florida. Is that going to look... interesting?
It's gonna melt. It's gonna float.
Well, it's obviously not real.
They might not do snow. I mean, that just might be part of the concept.
Yeah, they do have the Hogwarts Express there, though. That's gonna be probably one of the big photo op spots.
I imagine what they'll do if they want to incorporate snow, they'll do it during the winter months.
Yeah.
Yeah, not during the summer. That would look really stupid.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine, like, in Universal, do they, like, sort of theme up the park, like, around Christmas time? Do they? Oh,
yeah.
That'll look awesome around Christmas time.
That's when we're gonna go. That's when we have to go, if we do go.
Yeah, definitely. I also like how Hogwarts is all the way in the back, so you have to walk to it. It's not just, like, right in the front where it's like, hey, cheesy Hogwarts right there, right in front of you.
We can all spend Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in Hogwarts.
Yay!
Well, it's set up kind of how it would be in the books. You know, the train pulls into Hogsmeade, you go through, the forest is there, so is the school.
Yeah. I'm looking at the concept art of Hogwarts, and it's hard to tell the scale of it, because you see the Great Hall, and you see a couple towers, but then it's all up on this hill. And if you try to, like, scale it to the people that you see walking below on the sidewalk, it's hard to tell actually how big this is. It doesn't look like there's going to be much of Hogwarts besides the Great Hall. Yeah,
I think they're definitely just going to take some of the rooms that we've associated most with the books and just sort of throw them in there.
Yeah.
Do you think Hogwarts...
give you a couple hallways and that kind of thing.
Is it going to be more of a walkthrough area, do you think?
I would think so. Because I was just thinking, what are you going to do in the Great Hall? Like, there'll probably be music and
Food.
They will probably
Food?
serve food in the Great Hall.
That would be a very good idea.
You can probably get sorted.
Oh, that would be
Maybe,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorting hat.
Sorted.
That'd be kind of, well, I don't know. I guess it would be cool. It'd be a long line if it's just one sorting hat, though. You know how, like, in Disney, one of the things they've been doing lately, they have this ride called the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Factory. And you go in, it's a live audience, you're part of a live audience, and on the screen, you'll see Mikey, not our Mikey B, but Mikey from Monsters, Inc., and he talks to the audience, and he puts on this little comedy show. And he also puts it on with these other characters, and they will actually interact with you. Obviously, there's live people behind the scenes that are doing this, that are doing the voices, but they're like improv comedians, and the show is actually hilarious because they're interacting with people and they're actually making really funny jokes with these guys. And I actually went to it 3 times to see, like, figure out how they did it and see, like, how much it varies from show to show. And these guys who are doing the voices are actually really good improv people. Like, they'll pick up on stuff right away when they interview these kids right in the audience. So it'd be cool to have something like that in Hogwarts with the Sorting Hat.
So that it could kind of, like,
interact with you.
Yeah, oh, that'd be cool. Like, maybe they ask you some questions or something.
Right.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you would just have to hire some British guy and, hire a few, because when I went to a couple of different shows, I went to, like, 2 right after each other, and the voices changed. So, they're obviously getting different people in there because they can't do it all day, but it pretty much runs all day, I think. So, something like that would be pretty neat. Here's one of my ideas for a ride. You guys got anything else you want to discuss? This is actually 41 minutes long, so this could almost be a full show.
Almost. No, I think we pretty much
Did you want to go through the...
beat it with a stick.
Did you want to go through those announcements about next week?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a smaller show. We didn't really have time to put together a full one because, honestly, we have been busy trying to finish up school and stuff like that before the summer starts. So we do want to just bring up a couple announcements. Jamie's going to be back next week, and Micah already knows why because of the rehearsals, but Micah... I guess we can't really make the joke again, can we? Jamie...
yeah, because they didn't hear the joke the first time.
Okay, so we'll just pretend like... Micah, you're clueless. So, Micah, do you know why Jamie has to be on next week, no matter what?
I do. Because he's going to be in your house.
That is correct. He will have no choice whatsoever. Unless you guys don't want him on, then just email me, andrew@sav.mugglenet.com, and he will not be on, but he'll be back in the States next week to hang out with me for a couple weeks. So that'll be fun, and he'll definitely be on next week, along with Laura, Micah, and I, and whoever else decides to show up, if they feel like it. Apparently nobody does anymore.
Oh, you know that's not true.
I'm just kidding.
I was devastated when I thought I couldn't do the show this week. Devastated.
Well, at least you gave me fair warning. That was nice.
I did.
Yeah. Also, what was today, guys?
It was June 2nd.
No kidding.
National Wear Your MuggleCast T-shirt Day.
Yeah. I checked the MuggleCast inbox just before we recorded, and there are a ton of people who already sent in pictures of themselves wearing their T-shirts today. So we will be posting those on MuggleCast.com sometime during the week. Laura and Micah, you guys wear your T-shirts today? I know I did.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. And we'll...
and we took pictures, too.
Perfect.
So we'll post those.
Perfect. So, we'll put those online later this week. Also, let's see what else. Don't forget, time is running out to sign up for Pickle Pack, the official membership thingy of MuggleCast, as I've been calling it. We will be taking sign-ups until June 16th, and then it will be closed probably forever. At least, it won't be open until June 16th, 2008, if we do decide to reopen it. So definitely sign up today. It costs $30. If you're a big MuggleCast fan and you're looking for a good way to support the show, this is definitely the way to do it. All the proceeds from the sign-ups will be going to covering expenses for the summer and any future events that we do. So we thank everyone for signing up. A lot of people have been enjoying it, right, guys? What's some of the things that we've been putting in lately?
Oh, well, I mean, we have bonus audio content. You know, we all have our daily video blogs. Oh, yeah, you can see Andrew when he was 13.
Yeah,
that was amusing.
I posted a video of when I was 13 years old hosting my middle school news program.
You looked so little. Like, I saw that and I was like, are you kidding me?
You know, I thought I was
like
really
10.
good. I was really impressed with myself for being in 7th grade and being able to read that well.
Yeah,
read a PowerPoint slide that well. And also this week we released a piece of audio from last week's show, a 13-minute clip of Eric going on a spiel about the movies and how Warner Brothers should be the length on them, and
various hosts trying to calm him down to no avail whatsoever.
And Mike bringing up a good point about Snape that Eric also went off about. So it's actually a pretty funny clip.
Well, we can talk about that some future show though.
Yeah,
because it is big news and it is a relevant point to bring up concerning the movies.
Yeah, so visit picklepack.com for more information. We do promise you will get your money's worth big time. There's a lot of stuff going in there every week. So picklepack.com, sign up today. Let's see, what else? I regret to inform everyone that my Wizard Rock single will be coming out next week, not this week, because I said, we've been busy this week. I promise you it will be next week. I'm so sorry. I hate when I say that something's coming out next week and then it doesn't. However, on a positive note, we are working on a couple things for MuggleCast for this summer. Don't want to say what yet, but we should have some announcements within the next few weeks. We're all very excited about what's coming up. Again, don't want to say much. Visit picklepack.com and see my latest bookle for a little teaser about one of those things. And next week we'll also be continuing the road to Deathly Hallows, and we'll be having a dueling club and the Wizard Rock premiere. So I think that is it for this week's show. A pretty easy show to do, and that's as we try to catch up with our real lives. We will see.
We have real lives?
Some of us do, Laura. I do. I guess you don't, apparently. That's okay, though. We still love you. Some of us. So we do want to remind everyone about our contact information. Laura, what's the P.O. Box? And do you have a little P.O. Box update for us, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I do have a P.O. Box update. I can't believe I didn't think of it. Okay, yeah, we did get several items in our P.O. Box this week, and I'm sure some other stuff has come in since I got this, but something that we got, which I didn't open because it was not addressed to me. It was it looks like a birthday card for Andrew from Lori. So there you go,
thanks,
Andrew.
Lori.
We did get a really nice little drawing from Rachel P., who actually lives in Alpharetta, Georgia. And it says, I love MuggleCast, and it has a pickle drawn on it, and it says, Pickles love MuggleCast. So that's really great. I actually have that hanging up in my closet right now. Also, the first piece of mail that we got, I know that we promised a t-shirt to the first person who wrote to us, and that would be Kirsten from Swanee, Georgia. Actually, most of the mail we got was from Georgia. So that's pretty cool. So congratulations, Kirsten. We'll get your contact information and all that. I also got a nice little letter from a girl who got out her calligraphy set and actually wrote me an acceptance letter to Hogwarts. So that was pretty cool. That was from Karen, who is in Athens, Georgia. And then possibly my favorite thing that we got was from, I don't know how to say her name, Wafa? WAFA. So I'm so sorry if I butchered that, but she actually made puppets out of all of us, like stick puppets.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like they've got all of our faces on them, and you
should take a picture of this.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I should. I was actually gonna have them use them in my Blickle this week, but yeah, I was gonna take some pictures of those and put them up on the site. So thank you for that.
Also, if you would like to call the MuggleCast hotline, you can always dial 1-218-20-MAGIC. That's 1-218-206-2442. If you're in the United Kingdom, you can dial 020-8144-0677. If you're in Australia, you can dial 02-8003-5668. You can also Skype the username MuggleCast, If you're contacting us in any of those ways, just be sure to keep your message under 60 seconds and take out as much background noise as possible. We'll try to get to some voicemails next week. You can also contact us via the handy MuggleCast feedback form located on the lovely MuggleCast.com, created by Greg Porter of XalerStudios.com. That's XALER Studios.com. That's relax backwards, Studios.com. I don't know why he called it that, but it's a cool name if you ask me.
Very cool.
Let's see, we also have the MySpace, we got the Facebook, the YouTube, the Frapper, Last.fm, fan listing and forums. I just want to do a quick check here to see the popular bands over on Last.fm right now, and it's looking like top artists right now, besides us. Number 2 is Fall Out Boy, number 3 is the Beatles, 4 is Muse, and 5 is Death Cab for Cutie. See the rest of the list over at MuggleCast.com. Just click on the Last.fm link, then click on Charts, which is pretty cool. Last.fm does a great job handling
We've got to fix that
music.
Fall Out Boy problem. I'm serious.
This ain't a
Come on,
scene.
guys.
It's a god darn MuggleCast. Yeah. I like that song.
Oh my god, it's so stupid. But anyway.
You're stupid. Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us.
God.
We will be back next week with a lazy Brit and a silly Georgian and a guy who has a really
You're having
low
Laura
voice
Mallory on?
from New York. That's funny. Yeah. Once again, I'm Andrew Sims.
I'm Laura Thompson.
And I'm Micah Tannenbaum.
We'll see everyone next week for episode 94. Heck, let's call this one 93. I don't think we...
Yeah, why
I think
not?
this is a
Yeah,
full
the
episode.
Trio.
Do it.
What's
the trio do 93.
The MuggleCast Trio.
You're wrong.
Okay, no I'm not. I'm Harry. And I'm also Harry Potter. Alright, we'll see everyone next week. Bye-bye.
Wow. Bye.
Bye.
Do we ever intro the show?
Let's see, what else? Next week, we'll have more of a discussion on the theme park. We'll have a little favorite segment, Road to Deathly... okay. Every time I change how I pronounce it, I get an email saying I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, Hallows.
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 Not hollows. Not hollow,
Hollows.
like a hollow in a tree.
I never say hollow. I
Yeah,
say
you
hollow.
do.
I say hollow.
Hollow, but that's still a hollow in a tree. Hallow.
Hallow.
Yeah.
Deathly Hallows.
Hallow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll never get it right. I'm sorry.
I
You should just say it that way from now on. Hallow.
Next week we'll also be doing the Road to Deathly Hallows. See, but then it sounds unnatural because I'm like trying too hard. Hallows. Let's see, what else? Next week, we'll have more of a discussion on the theme park. We'll have a little favorite segment, Road to Deathly... okay. Every time I change how I pronounce it, I get an email saying I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, Hallows.
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 Not hollows. Not hollow,
Hollows.
like a hollow in a tree.
I never say hollow. I
Yeah,
say
you
hollow.
do.
I say hollow.
Hollow, but that's still a hollow in a tree. Hallow.
Hallow.
Yeah.
Deathly Hallows.
Hallow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll never get it right. I'm telling you.
You should just say it that way from now on. Hallow.
Next week we'll also be doing the Road to Deathly Hallows. See, but then it sounds unnatural because I'm like trying too hard. Hallows.